Hello everyone. I would love to talk to you today maybe a little bit about, togetherness, and I think it's just important, not just because of what's happening in the world today, but, in our everyday ordinary life. And we have, what would you say, expectations about togetherness. We kind of feel it should be, one way, it should just come your way and everyone should feel the same as you about togetherness. But I suppose there's so many differences in the world today as well, and that togetherness isn't as strong as maybe it should be, because it's not just, that togetherness that you have with, those you love, your family. And that togetherness is very important. I always feel that even that togetherness is not as strong as it should be, because I always say to everyone, remember, at different stages in your life, you will need your family. You will need their support. So that togetherness is very important. And to have, what would you say, the warmth within that togetherness. And I think that togetherness with families, we kind of have to try our best. And I know it's very, very hard, but to put our differences away and don't be judgmental, maybe, be more loving, be more, caring towards each other, give more warmth. Because one thing I've always felt about, that togetherness, it doesn't just be within your family, it spreads out, that warmth, that happiness, that joy spreads out, into your community, but your friends as well. Your friends become part of your family. That connection becomes really, really strong. And I know many times we find it, hard to share the warmth and the happiness that we need towards each other to bring us, together, as one, wrapping, what would you say, our arms around each other in one sense, being there for each other. And I think if we can make that stronger within families, it can, and friends, then it does go out into the community. And in a sense, if we can, what would you say, allow ourselves to, lock on each other, with love and compassion, and say to ourselves, it's okay if the other person, isn't showing me as much warmth, or feels maybe, or you feel, the togetherness of unity with everyone around you has, in a sense, you feel that you're on the outside. But maybe for togetherness, ask your guardian angel to help you, to give you the strength to step forward. Every time you feel maybe not worthy of that togetherness, or not worthy of sharing and the warmth and the understanding, don't allow it to kind of block you. Reach out, because I think today we really are struggling, and, during different times of our lives, we struggle a huge amount because we feel, we're not part of the community. We feel we're not part of the family. we even may say, but I have no friends. So how can I have that togetherness? But you can't sit at home. You've got to reach out for it. You've got to let others see that you're looking for that togetherness, and that you, in a sense, have put aside a lot of different things. You're not going to be, judgmental in any way, because togetherness is so much about, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I think we need to hear it over and over again. Togetherness is just about, the most important thing in our lives. It's friendship and love. It's all those incredible emotions that we seek. And yet we keep on putting barriers up. We just don't accept maybe not receiving maybe the togetherness that you want yourself. You have, let's say, you have it in your head that you want it in a certain way, and if someone else is not giving it to you in that way, or not agreeing with you on something, you decide, no, they're not for me. But we need that togetherness, and we need to, in a sense, to put our differences away, because our differences block that togetherness, that friendship, that love, that compassion. And many of us will say, I have togetherness within my family and my friends, but you don't go any further than that. Your differences block you and stop you from feeling that togetherness of the community of other people in different parts of the world, and we just put so many barriers up in that way. And in a sense, we have so many expectations. And I think we need to put our expectations to one side and just say, I want to feel togetherness, that love, that compassion, that warmth, that happiness, that joy, with my family, with my friends. But I want to feel it as well with, my community. And I want to feel it as well with others in the world. Like, I just see it myself, even with, sometimes even with friends, or, their expectations of, that togetherness, the barriers go up with other people because other people are different. But if you take away those expectations, and you take away all of those barriers, you become, what would I say, not just connected to your family and to your friends, but you become spiritually connected as well to everything around you. This is the wonderful thing that I love about our soul. It's all the time reaching out, and we all the time are using different words like togetherness. It's reaching out to help to bring us together, to be part of one, to be connected in a great warmth and love, and peace within ourselves. Imagine if we all had, let's say, got to the stage where togetherness was in all our hearts. Love, in all our hearts it was, the warmth of each other, the happiness and the joy and the caring. But it even went beyond that, that we felt the happiness and the warmth and the joy of every living thing around us, and that is one thing that we are being called upon, to help us. And I know we use the word spiritual these days, but to help us, for our soul, to come forward, for us to accomplish all of these things. And yet, togetherness, love, happiness, joy, sadness even, hardship even, in so many different ways. They're all the emotions that are inside of us. They're all the good and sometimes the not so good, the sad ones. But togetherness should bring us all together and help each other and embrace each other in that love, in that caring that we have. We become one community, not just like a community, where you live, or not just the community of your family and friends, but your community stretches out beyond that, to others and to nature as well, because togetherness is connecting to everything. Literally connecting to everything, but connecting to everything in such a positive way. It's like every moment and every second you would be, enjoying life. You would be feeling the essence or the zest of every step you take, or when you see someone pass, whether you know them or not, and you give them a smile, you feel that togetherness, you feel it coming towards you, and you have sent it as well within your smile. So I would love you to try and even practice, or on occasions just think of it, and especially if you're having, what would you say, maybe a little falling out, or maybe you have felt hurt, or maybe, you found that all of a sudden you're rejecting someone or something within your life. Reach out for that togetherness. See, can you put your expectations, can you, in a sense, take your expectations of togetherness away? Can you become open? Can you, in a sense, open yourself spiritually, and allow your soul to come forward, allow your guardian angel to help you to allow that togetherness to come. And I have to say, it is work in one sense. Humanly, we'd have to work at it, because sometimes, you have become conscious of it, and you want more togetherness within your family, within your friends, within that community, but you want to reach out further, but you want to repair that togetherness within your family community and your friends. And we all can do that, but it's kind of like making each other conscious of it, aware of it, that let's be there for each other. Let's be there for each other in harmony. Let's understand each other if there is a problem. Let's come together. Let's, come together in that love and work out what some of us are misunderstanding. Let us repair and let us continue to keep that togetherness within our family and within our friends, within our community, and then let's expand out. I always remember what was said to me over years ago, if you can't be, I can't remember the exact words now, but it meant, if you can't share with your family, if you can't reach out and give a helping hand every now and then, if you're not there for them, then you're not there really for yourself either, because you're closing a door, but it's a very big door, and you have put, keys in it and chains around it. But we need to say to ourselves, no, I want togetherness. I want that love and harmony within my family and within my friends, within my community. But then I want to extend out into the community of the world and do the very same. And that could be, within your job. It could be, you could be a school teacher. It could be within, your teaching of the children and their parents. It can be in so many different ways. It can be, that togetherness that you open up within yourself more so. And you are spiritually connecting. You've allowed your soul to come forward to help you to spiritually connect, to everything around you. And that togetherness is everything around you, is actually all life. Even the little critters you don't like, it's even them as well, and I suppose that goes for as well those we say to ourselves that we don't like, the people we don't like, or the people that we have put barriers up against. So maybe I have said enough about that today, but I would love you to keep it in mind. And if you could ask your guardian angel to help you, and maybe start within your family, start within your friends, that community, and then allow yourself to go out into the wider community, just to bring that togetherness of harmony, of understanding, of warmth, of happiness, and working together. We all have to work together to fulfill this togetherness of love, to become one with literally every human being in the world, and every living thing within the world. And that is all life, and to me that would be incredible if we all kind of put away the barriers and put away our differences in so many ways. So maybe that's all I will say about that today, and I will just say, God bless and love you all.